Take your time.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washington's class. Mr. Washington checking in with you guys on my deck again. As you can hear, it is pouring down rain right now, so I will not get a chance to enjoy the nice outdoors like I usually do. But I have my special guest on like I promised. We will get to her questions in a minute. What I want to remind you guys is that we will have morning meeting every day next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8 a.m. Please be sure to jump into morning meeting if you can. We want to make sure we get to see everybody before summer, and people are moving and going to different schools, so we want to connect with everybody at least one or two more times before the end of the school year, okay? Make sure also you've turned in your Share with Your Teacher assignments, as tomorrow I will start finishing up putting in everything for Share with Your Teacher assignment, grades and credit, all that in Phoenix and Parent View tomorrow. So make sure you get that to me, okay? And then we are going to go ahead and move on with our interview. So I have Mr. Washington's sister, Jalen, and a guest you've already seen, Mr. Smokey. Smokey just decided to join us, but that's cool. We have two winners from a challenge that we had on Wednesday, Jalen. Mr. Jake and Miss Taylor. They had to guess how many students were going to be in our morning meeting, and both of them were super close, so they got to be both the winners this time.
That's awesome.
And so here's a little bit about Jake. He likes animals. He likes the Redskins.
I love the
And
Redskins.
personally, I think Jake is super funny. He has a very good sense of humor. And Miss Taylor, she likes to bake and she likes to sleep.
Ooh.
And I can also add in that she likes to play Xbox. Playing Xbox is always fun.
I love
Always
video
fun.
games, so.
All right. We will ask their questions first. Taylor wants to know, when did you lose your first tooth, and have you ever seen the Tooth Fairy?
Well, Taylor, I lost my first tooth when I was in first grade. And our school does this fun thing. They give out little treasure chests when we lose our first teeth. And I haven't seen the Tooth Fairy yet. I've been keeping an eye out for her, but I haven't had much luck. So you'll have to let me know how you do.
Yes, neither one of us have had very much luck with the Tooth Fairy, so you will have to try and see if you can have better luck than us. Next question from Mr. Jake. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food, not many people have heard of it. It's called gumbo.
Gumbo.
It's a spicy kind of soup, and it's really popular in Louisiana, and our mom makes really good gumbo.
If you have never heard of gumbo, make sure you check it out. It is super tasty.
It's my favorite.
It's different, but it is good, I promise. I didn't know how I felt about it at first, but I really like it. All right, next question comes from Lacey. What is your favorite animal?
My favorite animals are whales.
Whales. I did not know that. Very interesting choice there. Pretty cool, though. The next question comes from Renee. What is your favorite current video game?
I really like my favorite video game right now. I've been playing a whole lot of Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. On the Nintendo Switch, guys. If you haven't played Animal Crossing on the Switch, check it out.
But I've always played a lot of Pokemon when I was younger. So
Yes, I can relate to that.
can't go wrong with that.
Never go wrong with some Pokemon. Next question comes from Britain. Do you like to go on hikes and where?
I do like hikes. I like to go on hikes with my friends. We usually go hiking in Bear's Den.
Bear's Den. If you've never been to Bear's Den, it is out in Western Loudon. Check it out. Very nice hiking spot. Google it. Have your parents take you there. It is fun. It's a good time. Get to go on a hike, and you can see almost all the way to Washington, D.C. at the top. So
It's really
check
pretty.
it out. Next question comes from Mr. Kyle. What do you think college will be like?
I think college is going to be really exciting. I'm going to school in Washington, D.C., in the city. So I'm hoping I'll make a lot of new friends, and I think it'll be a fun experience.
And she'll be super close to a lot of museums and do all that stuff. That's awesome. That sounds like a good time. Next question comes from Mr. Britain. Actually, no, I don't believe that comes from Britain. We have another question. I forgot to write down this student's name, but remind me on Monday. Do you enjoy working out with your older brother, Mr. Washington?
Drew is fun to work out with. We don't always work out together because Drew's very competitive, but it's fun to work out with him.
I don't know about the competitive part of that, but she's not wrong. I am very fun to work out with. Next question comes from Mr. Kojo. What is your favorite thing to do in your free time?
I really like to draw, and I also play the piano, so I like to do that. I like to write things to play on the piano.
Ooh, writing stuff to play on the piano. That sounds hard.
It's hard, yeah, but it's fun.
And our very, very last question, I believe. Let's just make sure. Yep. Our very, very last question. Another question from Lacey. What is your favorite subject?
I love history. It's always been my favorite subject.
History.
And yes, history's definitely my favorite.
She is going to college to major in political science, guys. That is the science of the history of how we run our country, believe it or not. So it's a very important subject which she's going to study, right? So I appreciate you guys tuning into my check-in video. Hopefully you guys check it out. Like I said, I'm sorry to the people that I forgot to write their names down for the questions, but we're gonna go over this interview hopefully on Monday in our morning meeting so you can remind me who asked it. This is Mr. Washington checking in with you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon.